What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another Prizepicks NFL player props video. This one going to be breaking down the Week 16 NFL Thursday Night Football matchup between the LA Rams and the New Orleans Saints. Going to be giving you guys a 6-pick flex that I already did send into my VIP members. This could be the last video you see from me before I give myself a little bit of permission to take some time off for the holidays. You might see some more content from me, you might not, but I want to give you guys a 6-pick flex for this game tonight that I am playing myself that I already locked in. I'll give you the breakdown, full reasoning as to why I'm going with this. And yeah, it's a one-game slate, so it's obviously a little bit about game scripting, hoping the game goes the way that you're predicting it to go. This game has a 46.5 over/under, 3.5 point spread in favor of the LA Rams. So it's expected to be a good game, and if it goes the way it's expected to go, I think that this ticket absolutely crushes tonight. We'll kind of break down exactly why I do like these plays, guys. And I already locked it in. I'll pull it up, show you guys at the end of the video, put my max $40 that I can put on it now. Unfortunately, I cannot win more than $1,000 per ticket, but hey, I'm going to do my best to help you guys. That's what it's all about, so that's what I'm here for. If you enjoy the content, it would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. If you are going to be very serious, you're looking to get access to every single one of my tickets as soon as I place them, such as this one I'm about to share with you today. The VIP member package is going to be where it's at. That's going to be linked below in the description. It is patreon.com/KJK_DFS. That'll give you access to every single one of my tickets as soon as I place them for all sports, all apps. There's just certain things that I cannot do on these videos. I got to record the video, do the breakdown, upload it, and all that stuff. And a lot of times with how sharp the markets become, how good these props apps have gotten at switching these lines, it's a matter of seconds, minutes to lock in the best value that you can get. So this allows me to instantly notify you via my Discord when I'm playing as soon as I'm playing it. So if you're listening, you're like, this guy knows what he's talking about, I want more content from him, I want access to all of his tickets, that's going to be the answer for you. It's going to be the Patreon link below in the description. And yeah, that's going to be getting a lot better for 2024. I'm already ramping it up. No more lower tier for me. I'm going full VIP, but I'm going all in on it. I'm going to keep adding value, and that price tag's not going to change. I'm going to keep that right there. It's not going up, and keep adding more and more. So I would love to have you join over there if you're interested, and let's talk about it, guys. Like I said, it should be a solid game. Let's hope, and if it is, I really do like these 6 plays tonight. So we'll kick things off on the home side with the LA Rams, who are favored in this game, as I mentioned, 196 favorite. So they're expected to win this game, pretty handily. A 25 implied total for them, a 21.5 implied total for the New Orleans Saints. So I am anticipating, obviously Vegas is anticipating that the Rams do get up in this game. So I'm going to be playing a little bit of a game script to coincide with that. I will say these picks I think could hit regardless of the game script, though, which is something I like. Even if it's just a competitive game and the Rams don't necessarily get way up, I still think these picks can hit, so it's a little bit of a bulletproof approach tonight. Let's hope. But pick number 1, we're going to start with the running back, Kyren Williams. He's one of the one and only few workload running backs, that just takes on pretty much all of the workload in the NFL now. There's so many split backfields, but for Kyren Williams, this guy's been playing an absurd amount of snaps all season long. He had a little bit of an injury. Return in week 12, though, played 60% of the snaps, then up to 93, 89, 76 last week for this Rams squad. So he's a guy, like I said, rare workhorse back, and he's going to get the job done in so many different ways for you. Tonight, the Rams really do have the best advantage on the ground. The Saints have a really solid secondary, I will say. They're one of the best defenses in the entire NFL as far as their defensive grade. They're 7th best in the entire NFL. We look at their coverage grade. They're 4th best in the entire NFL. But then we go to their running defense. Not so much. They're still solid, but we're looking at the 14th ranked run defense in the entire NFL. So not quite as dominant as their ability to slow down the pass game. And it's really just a combination of volume. Kyren Williams is a massive favorite to score a touchdown here tonight on sportsbooks as well. And he's been one of the best running backs in the entire NFL. I mean, you look at his rushing grade on the season, he's trailing only Devon Achane, Raheem Mostert, Christian McCaffrey in rush grades. So Kyren Williams has been an absolute beast, and that's over a large sample size. Some of these guys up here, we're dealing with a bit of a smaller sample size. We're talking about 564 offensive snaps for Kyren Williams. So he's been really impressive this year. Really has been a breakout year for him. And like I said, the Saints are most vulnerable on the ground, even though they have a really solid defense overall. And with the volume that Kyren Williams is getting, with him expected to score a touchdown tonight, like I said, the books really do like Kyren to get in the end zone. I do want to continue to target him, and I want to target his fantasy score here on Prizepicks. There's so many different ways that he can get you there. It is a full point PPR format. You see the volume, guys, the last 3 weeks. 21, 25, 27 attempts on the ground, 88, 114, 152 yards. And then the touchdowns, one here. In the receiving, I mean, he's 5, 3, 3, and 6 receptions on 6, 5, 4, and 7 targets. You get a fantasy point for every single one of those receptions in the Prizepicks fantasy scoring format. As you can see, full point PPR. So there are so many different ways for Kyren Williams to hit this fantasy score for you here tonight, as he's done it for the last 5 games. Do expect him to get a ton of carries. Thought about his rushing attempts a little bit, but the only reason I prefer fantasy is because, like I said, I do think there's a world in which the Rams could get behind, and if they do, he could still hit his fantasy if they get behind, whereas the rushing attempts would make me a little bit more scared, and I do think he hits his fantasy regardless if they get up. Like I said, with his involvement in the passing game, with the amount of rushing attempts he's going to get, and then the fact that he's just such a huge favorite on sportsbooks. He's minus 168 on Pinnacle right now to score an anytime touchdown, so that's pretty massive juice, especially for a book like Pinnacle that prices their touchdowns a little bit different than like a DraftKings sportsbook. So, pick number 1, we're rocking with the fantasy score for Kyren Williams. Like I said, the Rams have the highest implied total for this game, and I think he's going to be a big part of it. And the other guy I think is going to be a big part of it is going to be breakout candidate, rookie wide receiver, Puka Nacua, absolute stud. And we talked about this Saints secondary. They've been really good, but Puka Nacua has a few things going for him. One, he plays with Cooper Kupp. He's one of the best wide receivers in the entire league, so he's going to take a lot of attention off Puka. I would expect, Kupp to be done here soon and be kind of retiring before we know it. I say soon, but you get what I'm saying. Eventually, it's going to be Puka, but for the time being, Kupp is across from him, which is going to help take away some of that defensive attention. We look at the matchup here. Cooper Kupp with a 54.6 average advantage, 46 average advantage for Puka Nacua as well. But the snaps have been fantastic for these guys. 36 and 36 projected snaps. Last week, they played 100% of the snaps. From a wide receiver, that's crazy good. Puka's been playing a ton of snaps all season long. You can see like 76, 85, 96, 100, 93, 91. And then, like I said, last week, 100% of the snaps, Puka Cooper Kupp were out there, which is fantastic. He's going to get a lot of targets, and he has looked really sharp. He's got the best receiving grade in the entire team. Cooper Kupp only with a 75.6 receiving grade. It's been Puka Nacua who's actually been the better graded receiver this year. He really doesn't have much weaknesses. On the deep balls, he's got a 99.4 receiving grade. On the medium, 10 to 19 yard passes, he's got a 94.1 receiving grade. In the short game, he's got a 94.7 receiving grade. So Puka's been the full package, and once again, do like his fantasy score prop. And this is really just a matter of where it's priced for me. I certainly think that Cooper Kupp could be the one that goes out there and has a huge game, but he's priced at 16 fantasy score, whereas Puka is only priced at 13.5. I do have them both projected in the upper teens, right around 16, 17, 18, 19 or so from a base projection aspect. So for me, there's just more edge in Puka Nacua's prop. And then, like I said, most likely all the attention from the Saints D is going to go most notably towards Cooper Kupp. So if they decide they just want to completely take Cooper Kupp out of the game plan, that could open up more room for Puka Nacua. So it's a combination of what I could see the game plan being against the Rams to go along with the pricing. I think there's more edge in Puka's fantasy score. Their receptions are priced really sharp on Prizepicks. These push numbers are typically an indicator that they've taken the edge away in one way or another, either juices on the over or the under. You can see Puka's is at 5 even. He's pushed or gone under. Rather than targeting that, I want to go with the fantasy score. The receiving yards you could look at, but like I said, he's going to get a lot of receptions. It's a PPR format. And then, of course, you have the touchdown upside. Like I said, we want the Rams to get up in this game with this game script we're going with tonight. And they have a 25 implied total. I like our chances of a possible Puka Nacua touchdown. We're not relying on it. He can hit the fantasy without getting in the end zone, but if he's able to catch a touchdown pass or run one in, it just further adds to his upside for this prop. So That's going to be our two guys on the Rams side, and then we're going to run it back on the Saints side. We're kind of looking for, like I said, a game script in which the Saints are trailing here. And the main prop with the most juice on it that I'm seeing, and I agree with this just because of the game script, is Derek Carr pass completions. I think he's going to have to throw from behind in this game. The LA Rams have one of the worst secondaries in the entire NFL. They have not been good versus the pass whatsoever with a 52.6 coverage grade. That's second worst in the entire NFL. Their tackling grade's terrible with only a 50 tackle grade. Their strength really has been at defending the run. The run defense has been much better overall. So struggling versus the pass, been doing a much better job defending the run. When we look at this team and how it's built out, though, we have a pass-catching back in Alvin Kamara. So I really do like targeting him here. In this one, we look at the breakdown for the targets on this team. Alvin Kamara is second, trailing only Chris Olave, with 78 targets on the season over an 11-game sample size. So it's the running back, and he's second on the entire team in targets, ahead of Michael Thomas, ahead of Raheem Shaheed, ahead of Juwan Johnson. Now, Michael Thomas has been out for a couple games with injury, but 10 games and 11 games isn't much of a difference. And we're looking at, over 10 more targets to Alvin Kamara. So Derek Carr absolutely loves to check it down to Kamara and let him try to create through the air. And we're looking for some positive correlation on the slip tonight. And it's going to start with those two exact props. So we're going to go with the completions for Derek Carr, 21.5. Like I said, I'm expecting the Saints to get behind in this game. And even if they don't, we talked about the struggles with the LA Rams secondary. They just have struggled defending the pass. So I think Derek Carr, even though he's not the greatest QB in the league, should have some pretty good success throwing the ball around. The second worst coverage unit in the entire NFL. So, it's not going to take the best QB to be able to beat it. And then, like I said, for some positive correlation, we're going with receptions for Alvin Kamara. So the 4.5 receptions, he's cleared this in 3 of the last 5. Once again, though, the reason we're taking this is because we have the over completions for Derek Carr. So we want, obviously, to sweep the 6-man. The best possible way for us to do that is to take some positively correlated plays. So for every catch that Kamara gets, obviously, that counts as a completion for Carr, a reception for Kamara, and we're building our way towards a sweep. So that's going to be our first 2, and then we're going to want to target 2 more guys in the Saints. Like I said, we're playing the script. They're playing from behind, and those 2 guys are going to be the receivers here. We look at the snap counts for the Saints over the last couple of weeks. Olave missed last week with an ankle injury. He's going to be back in this one. 61 and 65% of the snaps times prior. Alvin Kamara is playing right around 50%, like I said, so we're really relying on him in the pass game, though, when he's in there. It doesn't really concern me that he's only playing 50% of the snaps. We just want him to be targeted through the air. And then another guy that was dealing with injuries, Rashid Shaheed, who returned last week. He played 56.9% of the snaps. This is going to be his second week back. Michael Thomas continues to be out for this team. So I would anticipate Rashid Shaheed's snap count to climb up even more towards where we saw it, like in week 10, where Michael Thomas had his first injury, where he played 68.9% of the snaps. So I think Rashid Shaheed's going to be right up there around like 70% of the snaps. Same with Chris Olave returning here. And with them playing from behind, once again, with the Rams having a bad secondary. Olave is a downfield burner. He can do it in so many ways, and he's being targeted a ton. He is once again going to be a guy I'm going to be targeting his fantasy score prop because I have him projected over by a pretty wide margin. 96.9 receiving grade on the 20-plus yard targets. 97.5 receiving grade on the 10 to 19 yards. 91.2 in the short. Once again, full package. He doesn't have a drop issue. It's a PPR format. I do have him projected over his fantasy score here tonight. And then we'll round things out with Rashid Shaheed's receptions, once again, for some positive correlation on the Derek Carr prop. I expect Rashid Shaheed to be targeted quite a bit, and I do expect his snap count to go up. Once again, no more Michael Thomas. He should be more healthy. It's going to be mainly the Olave and Shaheed show. And once again, this is going to be some really good positive correlation on the slip that I'm sharing with you guys tonight. So Olave's fantasy score is at 13.5. I do him projected over. He's cleared this for the last 5, averaging 17.2. I do have him once again projected in the upper teens, similar to what we talked about with Puka Nacua. So I'm going to go ahead and target the fantasy score for him. If he gets in the end zone, it's fantastic. If he doesn't, it is a PPR format. So we're going to get a full point for every one of those receptions. And once again, we're looking at a push number on its receptions at 5. He has cleared this, but I'd rather not have to rely on that. They're taking away a little bit of the edge for us. There's a possibility he catches a touchdown. If he wants to catch a 60-yard bomb and run it in, that won't hurt our feelings. If he wants to catch 10 balls and go over, that won't hurt our feelings. But then the last pick, we're going in, once again, 2 receptions. And with Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed. Sorry, guys. Receptions, where did I? Oh, yeah, right here. So 2.5. See, he's cleared this in 3 of the last 4. And once again, there's no Michael Thomas. So the target share for him should be going up here in a pretty significant way. So, yeah, that's our game script. I already locked this in. But we're going with, the Rams getting up. Kyren Williams and Puka Nacua, fantasy score. Hopefully both these guys find the end zone. If they're not able to, once again, I still think Kyren Williams' involvement, not only in the run game, but the passing game, he can clear it. And Puka, like I said, it's more of a misprice. With that low 13.5 line, I've got him in the upper teens. I think that's just too low. Derek Carr, pass completions. We're getting some positive correlation with Kamara, the pass-catching running back. Who they love to target. Like, I didn't even bring up these game logs, but kind of went over. You can see 5 receptions, 5 targets, 5, 8, 5, 7 targets. He's had 5 or more targets in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. 2 of those he had 8 and 14. So you get the point there. And rounding things out with the Olave fantasy and the Rashid Shaheed receptions. So once again, I already did lock this in. I already did send it to my VIP members for proof here. You can see on the screen. I'm locked in. I can no longer do my $400 for $10,000 ones, but I can do 40 to win 1,000. So I'm locked in, and I did send it to my Discord, which if you join, you get access to all my tickets as soon as I place them. You can see here I have a 5-star rating unit. 4 stars is a 1-unit play. The reason I did that is because, once again, my unit size was much larger before, and in the past, I've had members just join, see my unit size, and then play way too much of the bankroll, and that's not what I want. Try to teach people the right way of being disciplined with your bankroll. Try to play 1% to 5% a day of what you got. Stick with that. Play some good plays, and you're going to profit in the long term. So here's a really solid 6-man. Like I said, play 1 unit, whatever you typically play. If you play $5, play your typical $5. If you play $10, play your $10. Don't go all crazy just because you see I'm locked in. Now I'm sharing with you. It's a really solid ticket, but it's a 6-man. It's a 1-game slate, We've seen some Thursday night football games turn into complete blowouts and craziness breaks out. And then next thing you know, all of the research and stuff goes out the window. So, but yeah, that's all from you guys. Went over it, showed you the ticket. I'll just highlight these before I head out, I guess, because I didn't throughout the video. Try to make it as clear as possible. Kyren Williams over fantasy, Puka Nacua over fantasy, Derek Carr over pass completions, Alvin Kamara over 4.5 receptions, Chris Olave over 13.5 fantasy score, Rashid Shaheed over 2.5 receptions. And we're locked in, ready to go. Hopefully I can give you guys a nice sweep before I'm headed for the holidays so everyone can win some money. And then, like I said, all the plays that I lock in as soon as I place them are in the VIP member package. If you want to join, that's linked below in the description. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Wishing you all the best of luck on your Prizepicks NFL player props tonight. And we will see you in the next one.